Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host Jefficho, and my co-host as always, Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So, Disco's back, Chris.
We've waited a long time.
We have. We came off a pretty good series there.
Yes, still riding the high of that last episode of Lower Decks.
Yeah, enjoyable. Season 3, Episode 1. We get a recap of Season 2.
Which I always need. I'm always grateful when we get the recaps.
Yeah, a little positive and negative on that recap, but whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it actually told me a lot of the stuff that from Season 2. I was like,
It was just like, remember when we traveled in time?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
This episode starts out with an alarm clock bird.
I loved the alarm clock bird.
I was worried it wasn't going to get any better after this because that's an awesome thing. I'm excited. I want one. Christmas is around the corner, Chris. Think about me.
Okay, yeah.
We see who turns out to be a Federation liaison.
Yeah.
And a bunch of...
Just sort of, he's cosplaying as a Federation guy. Yeah.
For 40 years.
Yeah.
Get a new costume, dude. Starship wreckage. Saw a little NCC there. I was like, ooh, this is exciting. And also, it looked freaking awesome. Like, they had the time to work on the special effects, but this entire episode was pretty.
Yeah, as usual, it's very visually impressive what's coming out of Discovery. Yeah, I think everything looked great. Even the filming location looked really cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Iceland. What I really liked about it too was it wasn't your typical Discovery episode of everything so quickly. There was a lot of like time taken because it just focused on Burnham.
Yeah.
And so the scenery was there to be chewed up.
Yeah, I think... you hit it right there. When you're only focusing on one or two characters, they have a lot more time to breathe and just have the show work at a more reasonable pace, I think.
Yeah. Book stole some stuff, and he's piloting, and Burnham crashes into him.
Yes. What are the odds?
What are the odds? Luckily, the odds are good for her. Breathable atmosphere. Down on the planet?
Once again, I'm sort of raging at the capabilities of this suit that they 3D printed in 20 minutes.
It rebooted eventually.
Yes, but it's like we have heat shield and impact shield, and it's got a tractor beam for all of that stupid shit it did in the finale, and it travels in time, and it just does everything, 100% of all things.
You could tell when she got up though, there was no padding on her butt.
Yes.
It had to have hurt.
Yes.
Stand up.
That did look like it hurt, but we don't have to deal with the suit anymore. We sent that away, and it exploded.
You're like, no, this could be a common problem.
Yes. Yes, this suit that I made 1,000 years ago is more powerful than all of your starships.
I could go looking for my ship with this suit, but no.
She promised Spock that she would set the signal right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why.
I'm sure he got it.
He did. We saw that at the end of season 2.
We're gonna see that in the pilot of Strange New Worlds.
I hope
so.
so.
Be like, oh, we got the signal. Oh, that's cool. Let's do a really sweet season
else.
now.
Yeah, let's do anything else.
Hey, how about we just do episodic shit, guys?
Yeah.
32nd century, Chris. She's really excited about multiple life signs.
That was kind of the point. I figure she should kind of, the thing they were trying to avoid was all life in the universe being wiped out, right? So I feel like when she crashes into a different ship, she should be like, life.
I'm sorry, but yay! Now we get a slightly different intro. I like the little robots.
Yeah, that's interesting. That'll be. I haven't seen the little robots in the little teasers we've gotten, so.
Yeah. They look more robot-y than the usual ones that just kind of paint the outside of the ship. Whenever they go to Mirror Universe, just like every Tuesday night. She finds the crashed vessel to exchange insurance information, I would assume.
Yeah, must be.
You're like, oh, here's my. Oh, I don't actually
it's
have insurance.
It's a little expired.
I blew it up. Yeah, insured it 1,000 years ago. We meet Book, and I like Book. What do you think?
Book seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got so much to him. I think he's gonna be a really wicked character. It's not gonna be above Nan for me, but I'm thinking a second slot right there for Book.
Okay.
We'll see who else.
The nearest natural wormhole is 100 light years from here. That means you came out of a wormhole you created with tech from I don't know where. You think ripping holes in space is a good idea?
He drops that the Gorn destroyed 2 light years of subspace, and guilts her about wormhole extreme jumping.
Wormhole Extreme.
Wormhole Extreme.
Also, she seems to know about the Gorn, and I don't think they're contacted until Kirk comes around, right?
Where's that canon flag, Chris? Damn it, you didn't think because we jumped to the future that we'd have a canon issue, but bam, we do. So she's on planet Heem, not Terra Elysium. He also tells Book that she's a little lost puppy dog and wants to tail along with him, but he's got stray animals.
She's got nothing.
As we learned throughout the episode, he's got other stray animals, so he's like, why not? I really like he would ask questions, but I don't want to know.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to know.
Don't tell me your name. I don't want to know. Like, seriously, why don't you know this shit? I don't want to know. The Federation's gone. We learned a lot through Book. Federation's gone. She thinks that's impossible, but it happened after the burn. Mm-hmm. What's the burn, Chris?
I think it's something Michael Burnham did, knowing Discovery the way I do. I think it's her fault.
Yeah, apparently all dilithium went boom, destroying ships and stuff.
That is super weird.
Yeah.
That is very odd.
Considering you can make new dilithium and it's existed for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Something had to have caused this.
So yes, this is some kind of terrorist attack, I guess. We're going to need a pretty good explanation on that, because that don't make no sense.
The Federation couldn't say for sure what happened or why, or that it wouldn't happen again. I think they tried to hang on, but after a while, they just weren't around anymore.
Yeah, even our most evolved Borg dude from Voyager, he couldn't do that. And he's the most evolved person I can think of. Mm-hmm. Unless Q's fucking with people.
Could be Q fucking with
that.
That would be awful.
You're evolved, are you? Okay, Picard, this is the last time I talk to you about this. So you're so evolved. What if you didn't have starships? Mm-hmm. Then they just descend into chaos, and the couriers now.
Oh yeah, must be. No, Discovery will never touch the Q. Q are too goofy for Discovery. They take themselves way too seriously.
Yeah. I don't know. They did go pretty erotic in the Mirror Universe. Mm-hmm. George used the erotic one with their little sex slave bar she used to own. Yeah. They go to this town. Mm-hmm. Very fancy town. A lot of walking for them.
Yeah.
And they have to go through some IDs. We see some Andorians.
Why didn't they transport there?
This Book's thing, just there's a random transporter, which I will call out later. And Orion's working together because criminal organizations still thrive. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she doesn't have ID, but they let her through anyways because, she's got some vintage
cool
shit.
Antiques, yeah.
Who else had a lot of vintage shit, Chris?
Who?
Kevin Sorbo on Andromeda, Captain Dylan Hunt. And I'm going to be making a lot of comparisons this season because, frankly, everything she said, he said. Gonna restore the Federation, gonna restore the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I've never seen Andromeda.
And I think they're banking on that, Chris. Yeah. I'm thinking there was what else did Gene write that we could go and drop? You know what? In Star Trek terms, this would be great.
Well, I think that's because it was supposed to be Star Trek originally.
I think so too. I think Majel had to fund all that, do that herself.
So I am going to be counting on you for all the Andromeda goodies, but yes, from what I understand, this is the same premise.
Ships from the past, vintage, restore the Commonwealth, restore the Federation.
Yeah.
Make new allies. Yeah, it's gonna be there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this place is a museum. In the trailer, I heard that in Andromeda. I could find that clip for you.
This is their vault, not their comms.
Yeah, so they get there. Book sells her out, which I thought that security thing was pretty lame. It's just you just walked into the vault. I'm like, she didn't even go through doors.
Yeah, she seemed to be in the open air.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. They need to put up a sign.
Yeah,
vault. Do not.
Why did you try to steal from us? I was like, where is the sign? I don't know my way around here.
Yeah.
So they drug her to get the truth in their little prison jail thing.
I liked drugs Burnham because it was giving the actress something to do besides, be serious and cry.
Yeah.
Because Sonequa Martin-Green's a good actress, and she hasn't been, I think, having a lot of opportunity to show a lot of range on Discovery usually.
Oh, I was ready to slap her when she's just like, walk! It's like, what are you, a robot? But then, she got to be rather ridiculous.
Drugs Burnham was great. Give me more of that.
Oh, and then I shot out of a wormhole and I hit a guy.
What guy?
Him. You know, he stole somebody's cargo and he can't fly for shit.
You know, she needs a little just, you know, get her something from
Well,
Sick
we
Bay
can
every once in a
tell
while.
from the trailer that she drinks beer. So, looking forward to drunk Burnham.
There you go.
Maybe a little less truthful, a little more angry every once in a while. Not that she didn't hit book a lot in this.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah, sure he did.
Being a little shit.
He's awesome. Cosmo is Book's main courier rival, and he threatens to hurt Book's cat because Book stole his worm.
This is not acceptable.
Yeah. Would you not mess with his cat? He's got a thyroid problem, that's why he's big.
Also, I'm sort of concerned about the implication that cats are an endangered species now.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, I like his name though, Grudge.
Yes, that's a good
That's
one.
a good name.
Yeah.
Cosmo shows up and he's like, can I shoot Book? And he's like, no, you can't shoot him. We need to get our stuff. Can I shoot her? And then nobody answers. They're just like,
Why?
I don't see why not. And then, you know, Drugged Out Burnham's just like, hey, and then fight everybody in a big fight scene? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
And they go down to the planet later. She steals a little dilithium before they leave the station.
Also, Drugs Burnham is just like, we're murdering people,
Oh,
right?
straight
She
up.
is just, those things do not have stun settings.
I think they do. I think they just ramped it up.
Okay.
I mean, if they don't have stun settings, then why are they trying to kill Book? Because they need his shit. That's like, capture them. Don't kill them. But that's not a problem because these guys have terrible aim.
Yes, that was some real stormtrooper aim.
The first beam down to the planet, and they show up right there, point blank. It's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Sorry, my first time using this. Burnham's first time using it. She was taken out.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the jumping. It was really just a way to show off Iceland and how pretty it is.
I'm guessing your cargo used to be someone else's cargo.
It was never his.
You stole?
Eventually, they jump into some water because they can't be tracked underwater.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I think it was just to objectify Book when he had to take his shirt off for everybody. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that.
Got
Good thing he was working out.
Yeah, we got some beefcake.
Yeah. He also has this ability. He's kind of like a monk where he just like uses his forehead to glow and says a prayer. And he brought out a plant and he like secreted some fluid and was like, put that on your wound.
So is he not supposed to be human, or is this like some advanced,
Well, we haven't
mutation
evolved
of
into
humans?
light yet.
Yeah.
But maybe we're getting there.
Maybe.
I mean, he's got a glow. How much further does he need to go?
Yeah. But he said like his people or his family or whatever were
Killers.
Yeah, they're killers. They're poachers and stuff. So I'm like, is that his species? Because usually I at least get a little, ridge on the nose if you're supposed to not be human.
No, his alien race is just like cool leather jackets.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Sure.
They're just, we wasted a lot of money painting people green and giving the ridges to the Andorians. Like,
our ridge budget is just, we're done.
We're just like, okay, so should we do something with Book or bring Morn back? Bring Morn back.
Morn. I headcanon that is Morn.
Yeah.
Because if you'll recall, that guy is bald, and so is Morn.
Oh.
But the only reason Morn was bald is because he'd been carrying that latinum in his stomach the whole time. Like, his species isn't a bald species.
Oh, okay.
So I
Makes
assume
sense.
that is still Morn, and he's just very long-lived.
Well, I was surprised he caught him because he didn't do a lot of cardio sitting in that bar stool a lot.
I mean, he's had 1,000 years. He had to make some
True.
lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
I'm opening up whatever subspace channels still exist. But make it fast. Cosmo won't buy me dying that easy. He'll be scanning for us.
He gives Burnham a device to call the ship, but of course they're not there because her hair isn't long, and the trailer tells me she only finds them when her hair's long.
Yeah.
So that's going to take some time. Then they get surrounded by bad guys because, they're just going to keep finding them. And we get to see the worm. It's like a transworm it was. And yeah, you got some issues with this?
I'm a little concerned about what their plan was, because they seem to know what it was that was in the hold. They're like,
they
is
should
it
know
still
cargo,
alive?
because I think it's supposed to
It's supposed to be served fresh. And they're just like, and then this thing comes out and starts eating them, and I'm like, what was your plan? You knew it was a people-eating giant worm thing, and you're just standing there.
When its mouth had those claws, man, I was thinking Starship Troopers Brain Eater.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh,
They're just standing around like, oh, did not expect the man-eating worm to start eating men.
And also, don't kill it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, he eats Burnham. I was okay with that. But spits her out. She's like, adrenaline was supposed to wear off that side effect of the drugs, but she looks like she's still having a good time. I did not think this day was gonna go this way. Yeah, no, I think they just decided, hey, let's make Burnham a little bit more fun this season.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get her drunk soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna give her a cat sidekick too, like, because that cat we even see with Tilly later.
She just needs something to take the edge off, right?
I wonder if I'm even gonna care anymore once like the cat gets on Discovery and just starts, showing up in every department. They're like, all right, like, sorry, Spot, this cat's doing more than you.
Yeah, maybe the cat did it.
It's true. They warp speed or something. Book tells us a little bit about himself. His name's Cleveland Booker, and they get the Sanctuary 4, where there's this water for the worms.
Yeah.
And some red trees. And it's a group of guys that can clearly do probably the same stuff.
Yeah. There seems to be a community of the sort of offshoot people that can do this speaking to nature thing.
Yeah. I mean, grand scheme of things, universe is falling apart, but they're preserving some life, which is good, but financially. What are you getting out of this? Our replicator is still there? Obviously, because our custodian there, has been doing it for 40 years in this one little room.
Yes. It's a very solitary existence.
And I assume he has a replicator because he's still fit, and I don't see any exercise equipment in that room.
Yes. Yeah.
Burnham takes credit for existence, still currently being there.
All me.
This thing you're breathing right now, I had to preserve a future for everyone.
Yeah.
That's me. Sacrificed 900 some odd years. Don't get to see my bro anymore. In fact, they're probably going to write me out of canon. Yes, they are.
I would love to see Burnham, her first searches on Future Space Wikipedia when she gets to a computer.
Michael Burnham. I searched for myself, but I wasn't in any database.
Yes.
This is a courier waypoint, but it used to be a Federation relay station.
What happened?
Main reactor breach, probably. Long time ago.
Well, then Book's just like, hey, I've been standing around here. Let's go take you to this Federation dude I know. And he's all like, hey, I can only scan 30 sectors for you. I've got 2 Federation starships, and I'm not going to tell you a lot about them, but I know Jeff wants to know a lot about them. What kind of class could they be?
Yeah. Future Space class.
Yeah. I was watching something the other day, and they're like, Montreal class. I'm like, what?
Also, he's not allowed to hang flags.
Yeah, he's not a commissioned officer. Well, do you think that would have stopped Miles O'Brien?
I don't think it would have.
I think he would have repaired the whole station and hung a flag.
Miles O'Brien is literally the greatest Starfleet officer of all time.
Yeah, that's canon. We know.
That is canon.
Yeah. Lower Decks, thank you very much. Suck it, Sean. She explains her situation. He's done this for 40 years, but she brings him hope, Chris. Because that's what Burnham does. She should just call herself Hope instead of Michael. I think Michael's a weird name for her. It still hasn't settled in for me.
No.
Put the flag up, they hang it, they stare at it. The end.
I did really like that scene.
I did not like how few stars are on there.
That's
like,
that's
we've lost
weird.
contact with a lot of people. We don't have long range sensors anymore. We have a much smaller fleet. Does he talk? He hasn't obviously talked to anybody. He's got ships in a sector, but he's never talked to anybody in 40 years and been
like, I think he is just a guy on a station. I don't think there's a federation for him to.
So who's giving him the updates on how many planets we still have aligned?
Well, no, because that was an old flag, so I don't know if that was supposed to be a redesign or if the Federation was getting really, really small before it fell, because he said, it's been 120 some odd years since the Federation fell, and that flag had been in his family for generations, so...
Yeah.
It might just be a redesign, like it's the founding members only, or I guess we'll find out.
I wonder how much of a dick his dad was that he didn't commission him. It's like, oh, my father commissioned me, and I'm not... No,
stupid kid.
Give me another Bud Light.
I'm not a commissioned officer. You see, my father was. His father before him. But unlike them, I was never officially sworn in.
book mentioned Slipstream.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned solar sails too.
He did mention, I think that was a Bajoran solar sails kind of thing.
Yeah, so there are other forms of transportation, and I find it impossible that we have all these other species out there that would just rely on dilithium alone, because it's hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't all have dilithium that do warp. And didn't you say the Romulans probably don't even use dilithium?
I don't know if they do, but they use their little black hole tech that they have in the ships, so I don't know if dilithium would even be involved in that.
Yeah, but
also, did the Phoenix have dilithium? Is there dilithium on Earth for Zephram Cochrane to have used?
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warp isn't just from dilithium. It's it helps control it when you get better at doing it. All I know is there's a ship out there that is a Federation starship that never needed dilithium to run. It's the Titan, Chris, and it runs on jazz.
Ay.
Give me warp in the factor of 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, the jazz.
Even if there is other technology, I guess the big issue with the burn would just be what if all motor vehicles just exploded?
Horses.
Yes, but that we couldn't all switch to that immediately. What if just every plane and car and truck and ship just exploded? How would Earth recover from that?
We're in the middle of the pandemic, Chris, and my life has not changed. If you took away my vehicle and all other vehicles, I still live 10, 15 minutes from work. Nothing could have changed for me.
Oh, okay, Jeff, but there's nothing delivering stuff to work, and there's nothing...
No Amazon?
No, there's no Amazon, Jeff.
What?
So that would be a pretty serious issue, and we do see people still warping around. There's still, dilithium, there's still technology and stuff, but I think that might just be what killed pretty much every major organization. Is just all of a sudden you have nothing.
Yeah, well, you have no ships, and maybe they had parts of their cities and stuff, right? Running through dilithium. Boom, goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Vulcan's we just resettled on this planet for the third time. Boom. Speaking of Amazon, Chris, I noticed that Discovery Season 2 Blu-ray is $26 from its usual $54.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a circus of value.
It is. So, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm cautiously optimistic. I've been cautiously optimistic the past 3 or 4 times, but I'm going to keep doing it. We haven't introduced this sort of world-shattering problem that needs to be solved and then isn't solved in a satisfying way. This seems more like a mystery season, what happened here? How can we solve?
Last season was supposed to be a mystery season, then it transitioned into nanos.
Then it transitioned into the world ending. I think thus far with the live-action Star Trek, we have had strong starts and questionable endings. Right now, I quite like this episode. I liked how it was able to breathe and focus on fewer characters. I'm interested in exploring this future and learning what happened. I'm hesitant that Michael Burnham is going to save the Federation again. I don't know if we're going to be deleting this future or if we're just going to be rebuilding the Federation. I don't know.
I think it's up for grabs. Anything that they do currently is just we might delete later. It's cute, but...
Yeah, felt cute, might delete later, yeah. We'll see how it goes, but I think until it goes wrong, I just want to focus on what we've actually seen, what's actually been presented. And I liked this episode. I'm liking us having a fresh start and a fresh take. This almost reminds me of Enterprise Season 3, in that we're doing something different now. Here's a hard laugh.
You like this that much? Season 3? With the best romance story ever?
It reminds me of that style. Okay, we've been doing this, but let's flip the table here. Let's do something else.
Paul's episodes took a step to another level in Season 3, Chris. I enjoyed this episode. and I really liked Book. I had a feeling I would because I've seen him in other shows, and I was just like, oh, sweet, like a recognizable actor I liked from other shows, and you know he can hold his own, and you know lots of times like I think we even saw a couple in the trailer or whatever where there's going to be some new characters in here that are starting out as actors and they're not going to be as strong as characters, so they'll be relying on everybody else for Book. Like, you can just follow him around for an episode and watch him do his shenanigans. Also, I like the cat. I like his ship. I love that there's like a bed there, and like, it's just like a sweet bachelor pad.
Yeah, all the kind of nanotech stuff. Like everything's changed, but I like how it hasn't regressed.
When I saw her reach over the controls and the nano like tech coming up, I'm just like, why don't you just do touchscreen so that you have to wait another 4 months for your special effects? It looks great, but the wait. This episode also looked really good. Like, there's been so many episodes of Discovery where people are just like, oh, the special effects are amazing, we spent so much time on them. I was like, all I saw was lens flares. I didn't really notice many lens flares in this one, Chris.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Usually that's all you notice. When Pike shows up and they're flying through the asteroids, this is like lens flare, lens flare, lens flare, lens flare.
Oh man, Lower Deck shamed them into removing the lens flares.
So any actual like destruction in the next season of Picard can't actually be a threat because we know that it's gonna be this in the future.
True. That's true. If they try and do another galaxy-ending nightmare scenario, it'll just be like
So the AI that is still out there that could have just come through on their own.
Not a big deal.
No, not gonna happen.
Got that on lock.
You know, I really do hope that at some point, though, they go into some cavern in Discovery and they find a really old Picard and they just reboot him. Jumpstart.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, we found an Enterprise and we need a captain for it. And we weren't going to piss everybody off and make it Michael, so...
How about you, random cave dwelling?
We added some years to your... Yes. And you're also younger and recast, sorry.
Put him in a different body. Again, keep doing it. Oh my god. I just realized they have that option now.
Oh, I thought they were just gonna like...
They can keep recasting Picard for as long as they want.
I thought they were just gonna make Daj his daughter and be like, hey, Jesus. I'm bowing out after season 2, Daj, you take over.
Oh no, that just occurred to me.
Yeah.
They could do that.
Chris?
Oh.
Never put anything past them these days.
You know what? No. Let's not talk about horrors that have not come to pass.
The horrors that have yet to come.
Yes.
Overall, enjoyed it.
Yeah.
For the next episode, so far, I don't see this sucking.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling good right now. Feeling good.
And if it does piss me off, Chris, and it's all like, hey, like we're doing this, this, and this, I'm just gonna do voiceovers with Kevin Sorbo from Andromeda. That's all that I'll do.
You can just do an Andromeda rewatch.
Yeah.
It starts making you mad.
Well, as always, thanks for watching.